Welcome back to New Rockstars. It's me, MT, and you've all seen the Spider-Man No Way Home trailers by now, so you definitely have seen all of those hot purple cracks appearing all over the Statue of Liberty. Yeah, what the hell are those things anyway? Well, I think I know what all that purple is. However, to explain the purple, we gotta go full Steve Urkel and break down the secret hidden science of the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. And this video is brought to you by Squarespace. From websites and online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence and run your business. So let's dive into it, my nerd babies, because hopefully by the end of this video, you'll be able to see the MCU like Monica Rambeau do, because it is truly a spectrum of energies that represent every aspect of the MCU. Like we're straight up talking CMBR, baby. Because at its core, all of that purple around the Statue of Liberty in Spider-Man No Way Home is the purple of the Power Stone singularity. In the MCU, this purple Power Stone energy is actually a little something called gamma radiation, and which you may know as the radiation that created the Incredible Hulk. However, scientists know this as essentially the strongest form of energy in the universe. Like, this shit is so powerful that it's mainly just found in the hottest object in the universe, like, you know, neutron stars, your best friend's older sister, and when stars explode in a supernova. And let me tell you, there is no supernova more powerful than the Big Bang. In the context of the Big Bang, all that purple gamma energy is literally the energy of everything in the universe. Like, all of it. Like every star, every planet, every person on every planet, everything that will ever be said on those planets, these are all represented as purple gamma energy within this unbelievably super hot, dense singularity that will become the Big Bang. Like, it's literally the size of a proton. A very hot proton. Ha ha ha, throwing it back. But why do I say this? Well, it's because controlling purple gamma energy is exactly what He Who Remains was doing in Loki. Because remember how those purple and blue energies of the sacred timeline were orbiting the Citadel at the end of time after we zoomed into a supermassive black hole? Well, those purple energies were the energies of everything that will ever exist. Like all the energies of the timelines. And the reason why everything that ever existed was orbiting the Citadel is because the Citadel is actually at the epicenter of the supermassive black hole, at the center of the dying universe at the end of time. Because the Citadel is the object with the most mass in the entire universe, so gravity is attracted to there. And He Who Remains is able to harness the Citadel's gravity in order to control the purple Power Stone singularity, along with the blue Space Stone singularity with, you know, the purple in the timeline, to maintain the sacred timeline. But more on that blue stuff later, because that's another aspect of reality. Because the universe is on a constant cycle of big bangs where the universe expands and big crunches where all the energy in the universe contracts into a proton-sized point. A scientific theory known as the Big Bounce. And this cycle is told by the ancient Kree of Morag on the walls of the Power Stone Orb Room Temple, because the way that these panels are supposed to be viewed is flipped horizontally, you know, like the Collector had it in his garage. Because these panels tell the story about how death once reigned in the dark world because it was dark and inhospitable to life. And then the power of all things got hotter and hotter until Eternity himself triggers the Big Bang with his hammer, sending infinity's energies everywhere and creating our world of light until the consciousness of the Mind Stone can form into an Ultron Vision being and bring about the start of entropy to the universe. Which essentially means the end of all things that resist entropy, meaning life. This is why Ultron doesn't like people very much. Until all the energies of the universe are gone, returning the universe to darkness, where everything basically looks like Dormammu's Dark Dimension, but with all like the rainbow singularity lights in the background, because those are all the singularities that Dormammu ate. Everything would just be goopy, just like really weird goop, because there's no form, there's nothing. So it's that's why the Dark Dimension looks like soup. And because of this, the void in Loki is literally the MCU's interpretation of what happens to matter and energy inside of the black hole that forms at the end of time. And this is why Renslayer describes it as
a void at the end of time, where every instance of existence collides at the same point and simply stops.
Because it's a black hole. And all of these Lokis inside the void are literally inside of this final black hole, trying to avoid having their life forces broken down by the personification of the destructive power of the black hole, Alioth himself. Alioth is essentially the weaponized destructive darkness of the biggest black hole in the universe. And this is why Alioth and all the hungry hippos of the MCU, like Agatha Harkness, the Dweller in Darkness, and Dormammu, all have these glowing purple energies. Like, they ate so much energy that they have entered the highest energy frequency state possible, the gamma frequency. But anyways, the point of all this is the significance of crossing the threshold in the Loki finale is that Kang allowed the black hole to cross the gravity threshold. Like the black hole literally ran out of shit to suck on the black hole's event horizon. And because of this, Kang basically lost the use of gravity to maintain the flow of the everything energies of the universe. So what we're basically seeing here at the end of Loki, when we cross the threshold, is basically the start of the next Big Bang from the perspective of inside of the supermassive black hole. Like we're basically inside of the Big Bang. And when enough of these purple and blue timeline energies intersect and cross over into each other incursion style, this is when all of the gamma energy Kang was hoarding will be unleashed. And the next Big Bang that Kang was effectively delaying by, making the sacred timeline will start. And also why, if you slow down the Big Bang footage, the Big Bang energies are purple at the moment of explosion, because purple is the everything energy singularity. And because of this could be why Peter Quill sees his mom when holding the Power Stone, and potentially why the kings of Wakanda can travel to the ancestral plane, because both the Power Stone and somehow the heart-shaped herb of Wakanda allows their nervous system to briefly tap into the purple everything energy frequency of the cosmos. Because, of course, when people die, our bodies just get recycled back into the everything energy of the universe for the next Big Bang. I mean, according to the Big Balance Theory anyway. So what we could be seeing above the Statue of Liberty in Far From Home are the purple everything energies of the Raimi and Webb universes and all the, other Sony universes included in this movie, crossing over into our own. And this is why Peter is referred to as chasing ghosts, because these purple energies leaked out and reformed into all of his enemies, the Sinister Six. Like they're basically the ghost energies of the Sony universes. That's it. But that is just the purple gamma Power Stone aspect of our reality. What about the other 5 other Infinity Stone aspects of our reality? Well, with the gamma explosion of the Big Bang came with it all other singularities, the orange, the blue, the green, and the yellow, as we can find on the MCU Doomsday Clock on the walls of Morag, which tells the story of the light of the universe from the Big Bang until the Mind Stone through Ultron Vision and the Scarlet Witch can bring about the entropy of all energies to return the universe to darkness once again. Basically, Ultron and the Scarlet Witch were meant to end everything. But notice how I didn't say red energies before? Well, it's because red actually came before the purple, before the birth of light in our universe. And since nothing is the opposite of everything, the red reality stone energies are on the opposite end of the electromagnetic spectrum, like the opposite end from the purple gamma rays. Meaning that these red energies are composed of nothing but weak radio waves, WandaVision radio waves. And this is because all our universe was this red, goopy, formless nothingness of the ether, as we learned about in Thor: The Dark World. And in this nothingness, this dark dimension part of our universe, the Dark Elves were as supreme as the Asgardians are in the MCU now. And they ruled over all the Dark Universe aliens like the Asgardians ruled over all the Light Universe aliens. Aliens that would eventually get upset and team up with Thanos to try to remove as many light beings from the universe as possible. Which is why Thanos' crew is called the Black Order. It's because they want the universe to return to blackness. The blackness of the red chaos nothing singularity. And also, all those weird monsters from that Doctor Strange What If episode were probably from this dark time in the universe as well, like gnomes, dragons, demons, Mephisto, maybe all probably live in this dark time. Lots of folks are starting their own business, and if you're one of those people or want to be one of those people, you need a great website. Squarespace is an all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence for your business. And Squarespace lets you present members-only gated content, connect your social media accounts, present video content, and all the other cool features to give you a super cool, super functional website for your hobby or your business. Squarespace will even sell you a URL, which is super cool. Collect the emails of interested folks and send custom newsletters to keep them up to date on what you're doing and all the cool new business stuff that you're up to. So head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/newrockstars to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. That's squarespace.com/newrockstars for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain, and we thank Squarespace for sponsoring this video. But anyways, now that we got all that purple out of the way, let's talk about the mysterious orange Soul Stone singularity now. Because what is the Soul Stone in the MCU anyway? Well, from what I can tell, the Soul Stone is the singularity of evolution and survival in the MCU. But more specifically, it is the singularity of a little something called negentropy, which is the opposite of entropy, which is why eternity is on the opposite of entropy in the Morag panel. If entropy is the tendency of all the energy in the universe to break down into disorder, then negentropy is the tenacity of living beings to rage against the inevitable breaking down of our bodies into useless heat energy. Like, it's essentially what we do every time we eat. We are fighting against entropy. Survival is negentropy. And it's also the same frequency, the same light that comes from the sun of MCU Earth, because the Soul Stone is basically the Soul Stone, S-O-L, which means sun. Ha ha ha. Nice play on words, Marvel. And this is the singularity that the Eternals, the Sovereign, the Extremis Program, Shang-Chi, Janet Van Dyne, the Nova Corps, the Dragon-Scaled Warriors of Ta Lo, Captain America's Vita Rays inside of his transformation chamber, and the Wizards of Camertage and Waverly Place, and every single human on MCU Earth are all about. And it's a singularity that a lot of beings out there really want, like, the Dweller in Darkness and Dormammu. Good singularity to have. Because this is the singularity of our sun, and the singularity that will likely be responsible for the rise of mutants down the line. Because it is essentially just evolution energy, as Janet Van Dyne says in Ant-Man and the Wasp. And hey, speaking of the Sovereign, there's probably a little something you probably didn't notice about their home planet, y'all, because the Sovereign don't live on a planet at all. I think the Sovereign are the light elves of the MCU that live on 6 Dyson spheres, which are completely theoretical man-made spheres meant to harness the powers of stars. Which is why there are 6 Anulax battery generators on the platforms that the Guardians fight on in the beginning of Guardians 2. And the Sovereign use the evolution energy of their orange soul singularity suns to facilitate their evolution. And this is why the Sovereign are gold, and why Adam Warlock will essentially be a living soul singularity being, which would make sense given how much of a tie he has to the Soul Stone in the comics. Now, let us talk about the blue space tone energy frequency, because blue is actually quite a big deal because it is the dark energy of the MCU. Now, if you don't know what dark energy is in real life, it's essentially the invisible force in the universe that is causing our universe to expand at a rapid pace, and the galaxies that neighbor us to sort of just push away from us more and more every day. Dark energy is the singularity of expansion and propulsion, and because of this, it is extremely powerful and versatile stuff. So versatile, in fact, that S.H.I.E.L.D. started the Joint Dark Energy Mission Facility for the sole purposes of trying to harness the dark energy of the Tesseract. It was the main focus of Howard Stark's entire life work, after all, and also the very same element that he left for Tony to discover in Iron Man 2. It's all coming together, folks. And hey, do you want to know what that secret element is, by the way? It's vibranium, like it was originally called in the Iron Man 2 novelization before Marvel retconned it. And I think the reason why they retconned it is in case they wanted to, I don't know, send a glowing blue dark energy vibranium mound to Wakanda in a future Black Panther movie. That's right, my beautiful nerd babies. Vibranium is dark energy, which is why Tony was able to use it as a power source for Killmonger's anime murder machines. Sword was able to stimulate the vibranium in White Vision's body to act as a sustainable blue power source, and why MCU Ironheart will probably be called Ironheart in the first place, because she will learn in Wakanda Forever that the vibranium metal's ability to be converted into the same power source of Tony's new element. But now that you understand about dark and soul energy, you can kind of understand Captain Marvel's powers more, and why she glows orange when she discovers her power towards the third act of the film. Because when she gets more confidence in herself and stands up to the Supreme Intelligence, she unlocks her Terran soul singularity powers and uses it in combination with her Tesseract dark energy powers to activate her flight and make her even stronger. She's basically a living fusion nexus of 2 singularities. So yes, Captain Marvel is a living nexus of 2 singularities, much like Wanda became the nexus between the Chaos and Mind Stone singularities when she destroyed Vision's stone. That is the exact moment Wanda became the Scarlet Witch. She could not do that before Vision Stone was destroyed. She's using both Chaos energy and the Mind Stone's atomic energy. But anyways, let's talk about the Green Time Stone next, gang, because this is my personal favorite, just because of how wild it all actually is. Because the Time Stone is actually a gravity stone. Because when Doctor Strange uses the Time Stone, he's just manipulating the gravity around him to manipulate time. Because time works differently depending on the level of gravity around you. And this is the secret of the airbending Ta Lo warriors. They're not manipulating air at all, they're all just manipulating gravity. Because Ta Lo is actually sitting on a massive green time stone that both the Ta Lo warriors and the Great Protector tap into to fight. The green energy frequency of the MCU is gravity, and once you understand that, you will begin to understand the secrets of Ta Lo. Ta Lo is essentially one big time stone, from the bamboo maze to the weird gravity wormhole cave covered in time stone shards, and even the very necklaces that Shang-Chi and his sister wear are gravity manipulating time stones, which is why Shang-Chi will be able to make his soul singularity 10 rings levitate outside of the time stone area of Ta Lo. Since he doesn't use dark energy like his dad did, which is like propulsion energy, he has to make the rings float via gravity. And hell, even Shang-Chi's mom's original name for the longest time in all the promo material for Shang-Chi was Zhong Li, until they changed it to Ying Li, because Zhong Li in Chinese means gravity. Kevin Feige decided to change it because he was like, oh no, that's too close. You're gonna give up the store. I don't want people to know it's gravity yet. I found out, Kevin. I found out. But hey, do you know what also means gravity? Cagliostro. Cagliostro is not a person. Cagliostro is gravity. Like, the books of Cagliostro are the books of gravity, with the Eye of Agamotto probably in reference to the green eyes of the Great Protector. Agamotto the dragon. I think the dragon's Agamotto. That's what I think. And this is why Obang, the librarian, says this when Doctor Strange is looking for Cagliostro in episode 4 of What If.
Where can I find Cagliostro?
Well, maybe here, maybe there, maybe nowhere.
Obang was talking about gravity because Cagliostro is gravity. And finally, we have the Mind Stone, which is, I suspect, the sentient atomic power of our light universe that is trying to get the universe to become dark again. Remember when Thor had that vision of the Infinity Stones in Avengers 2? If you look at that cosmic cloud, you can see a brain inside of that nebula. This is the Mind Stone. And the reason why the Mind Stone has been such a troublemaker in the MCU is because the Mind Stone is entropy. The entropy is supposed to destroy all hope of life, like Thor says.
A whirlpool that sucks in all hope of life, and at its center is that.
Because of this, the Mind Stone made Ultron and the Scarlet Witch to bring about the end of light and start the next big crunch. However, after Wanda became a Nexus being after the energies of the Mind Stone exploded in Wakanda into her body, she gained the ability to create atoms and manipulate electricity with Mind Stone energy onto a layer of ether chaos radio energy as the Scarlet Witch. That's essentially how her powers work. She makes a layer of reality and then uses the Mind Stone to sort of just manipulate the atoms of things and just write things how she wants them. That's what gives Wanda her reality warping powers, and why she didn't have it before she exploded the Mind Stone. But that is the Marvel life cycle of light in a nutshell. It starts off with darkness, Big Bang, and then Ultron and Wanda try to just turn off the lights and return the universe to one of darkness. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. You can follow me at MasterTainment if you want to see me tweet some weird shit and, basically expound more on this theory, because I'm definitely going to be talking about all of this stuff in a lot more detail on my Twitter. So please, if you have any questions, follow me on Twitter and I will elaborate, because this is a lot. Follow me on Twitter so you can get the full story. But more importantly, you can follow New Rockstars wherever we are on the internet, and please hit that notification bell so you can get notifications every time we upload video. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.